Welcome back in. Well, as you guys can see, we are blessed to be joined by some special guests here in the studio. The Woodcreek football team is in the building right here. The undefeated Woodcreek football team is in the building. Let me put some respect on your guys' introduction there. And representing the Timberwolves, we're going to start off over here. We have junior captain, the one, the only, Brody Krupp. And right next to him, we have senior captain, the one, the only, Keegan McDaniel. And on this side, the man with the master plan, the one and only head coach, Bradley Hunkins, is here. So thank you guys all very much for being here and spending your Sunday evening with us.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yep.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, first things first, you guys are off to an undefeated start this year, as I said in the introduction there. When you look at the success of the team and where you guys are at right now, dominating on both sides of the ball, what do you attribute just that excellence to so far this season?
I'll let you guys take it.
I think, not to, I don't want to sound like we're tooting our own horn, but I think our defense and our O-line, those are two things I think are critical to any team success. Our O-line unit this year is great. Our defense, as long as I've been around Woodcreek, it's always been great. So, it's just something we take pride in, some hard-nosed football.
Oh, yeah. I'd have to say defense, too. But the thing is, it's about the preparation that goes into it. So, like the summer and the spring, we spent a lot of time working on the little things, like to bring all the pieces together for that.
Coach, when your players are answering that question with defense and O-line, you don't have to preach that to them. They know that, and they're the ones saying that. I imagine that makes you and your staff pretty happy.
Yeah, it does. We take a lot of pride in, as Keegan mentioned, kind of a hard-nosed style of football. And we put a lot of ownership on our kids. The question was, how has the success been determined? It's been determined by those two guys, and there's three more that are sitting right over there. But there's 43 kids on that football team that all set the path in the course of where we're going to be at. And we as coaches enjoy that because it's a player-led team, and we talk about being coach-led versus player-led, and player-led teams are really powerful. And so they own it. They respect each other. They take accountability for everything that happens on that field. They realize it's them, and they're the ones that have to own the good, the bad, the ugly, and they make sure that they get things right. So for us and our staff, we're really proud of our kids.
This is a pretty special interview for us, for me specifically, because Woodcreek High School was my alma mater, class of 2012. So I know what it is to be a Timberwolf. I know what these guys are representing, and I know how amazing that environment is. But rather than hearing me blab on about it, guys, I want to ask you. You take the field in front of that environment almost every single night, unless, of course, you're on the road, which I know the Woodcreek student section travels really well, too. What's a Woodcreek High School home atmosphere like?
Oh, man, it's nothing like any other. It makes all those long, hot practices, and it makes it all worth it at the end, our student section is special. We got kids out there who are, we have 30 some odd kids, volunteering and signing up to be pack leaders in front of the student section, cheering everybody on. So when you have that level of commitment and everybody's out there, it's a real special feeling everyone behind you.
I hear that. We are blessed to be joined by a Krupp up here, and if anybody has followed Woodcreek football since 2016, there's always been a Krupp on the roster. Now, Brody, I'm going to ask you, who is the most talented Krupp out of all of them?
That's a hard question.
How'd they teach you to answer that question?
He taught me to say me, but I want to stay humble. So as of right now, I'm going to go Carter, probably. So he's playing in college right now, so for football.
That's a very humble answer. Now, see, Brody is just a junior, so when he's back next year, that answer may change. So we'll keep that in mind. And Coach Hunkins, I remember this was maybe about a year or so. I was out at a Woodcreek practice talking to you and just how you've been able to build such a successful program there. And I remember someone specifically that you wanted to give a shout out to because you said this person is the real MVP. What does your MVP mean to you?
She means a lot. My wife does an amazing job. I have two boys, Landon and Carson. They're 8 and 6. Carson has picked up soccer, so he is playing soccer, going to practice a couple of nights a week. She takes him to practice while I'm at football practice, and she does a really good job of making sure I'm in the right spot and helping at home. And I can't say enough about my wife, Justine, but I know that every coach that's out there at the 200 plus schools in the section all have somebody who is helping them do this and spend more time with other kids that they treat I treat these guys just like my sons. And so it means a lot.
And football isn't the only sport that Woodcreek has success in. Timberwolves athletics, y'all have a reputation at this point all across athletics. So when you wear the maroon W, you wear the wolf's head. Do you think that also comes with a little bit of a target on your back of how teams are approaching? How much are teams getting up to play for you guys?
It's definitely a big target for us. I mean, the past few years, we've definitely changed the program around, especially Coach Hunkins. He's done a great job at changing the program and building our reputation even better. And I just kind of like think as we go along, while we're 3-0 right now, we'll have a much bigger target as the weeks come along. So.
But that's what you want, right, Keegan? You want teams to get up and ready to play for you because that means you're at the top.
Oh yeah, we want teams to see that team be like, man, we got to beat them if we want to be here. You know, for us, we have those games like last year. I think that Placer game, that was the games like we beat them, we're moving on. You know, that's obviously because we're in the playoffs, but like as a program as a whole, it was a huge win for us. You know, going that deep, that's what we really needed.
Now, Coach Hunkins, since you've been at Woodcreek, you've been able to really establish a really good brand of football, and you've been able to successfully get all of your players to buy in. As we were talking about before this interview, a lot of your players have gone on, or some are at BYU, other colleges, universities. What is the main thing that you want your players to get out of Woodcreek after they graduate and then go on with their lives and do what they do?
Well, we want them to be successful, and this is kind of a cliche statement. We want to be successful members of society, and we define success at Woodcreek. On the field, it's 1-0 on Friday night. Did we score more points or hold them to less points than we could score? But our purpose at Woodcreek High School is to develop young men who can persevere, have grit, and have empathy for others. And I don't have rules on our team. We have 3 requirements: to give your best effort, treat everyone with respect, and do the right thing. And if those kids can walk away and remember those 3 things, that's going to help them in everything: their job, their relationships, just life in general. And so that's what we want our kids to take away. I want them to remember everything that's special about Woodcreek football: the events, the stuff the kids love, the events, the uniforms, all that stuff. That's all great. But at the same time, we want them to walk away and have that skill set so that they can be a successful person in whatever success is for them, whatever their occupation or their path takes them to, whether it's Brody's brother is playing at BYU right now, or it's a kid that decided, I'm going to go and become an auto mechanic. Those things apply everywhere.
Well, on that note, if you want to check out Woodcreek in action, this Friday they do take on Lincoln. As Matt said earlier, there's no environment like a Woodcreek home game. It is electric. If you have not been out there, you need to do yourself a favor and check it out. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it. Brody, Keegan, and Coach Bradley Hunkins continue doing a great job over with the Woodcreek Timberwolves. Thank you, guys. Yep.